Day of the test arrived gray and wet and exactly on time. By the second whistle, the whole floor stood 3 deep around the safety rope. A load test is the one free thing the yard offers, a chance to watch a thing break and say you were there. That the raw boy? Bad blood makes bad steel, they said loud, because a grade 4 is furniture. Only one man at the back put his money the other way.
7 to the standard. 500 tons onto the shoulder. Knee at 30. Hold 120 seconds, deflect under 4, rise under power. 4 numbers, gentleman in this tank hasn't made all 4 since the girl in his chest was born. And there's a tag on it, Rel. A grade 4 put his hands to state property with no hand stamp. When it folds, that's a pulled tag, and the south gate doesn't open it. Oh, money's cold. Let's make it something a man remembers. You're that sure of your knee, Rel. Here's my stake on the record in front of the floor. It folds, you don't just lose the tag. You crawl. Hands and knees down the middle of the deck, between my boots back in the mud where you started, for the whole yard to watch you go.
When it holds, the voice came off the pad. Cutter leaned out of frame 7's open chest, helmet under her arm. Say the whole bet, grade 2. You want him on his knees, put yours on the table. It holds, you crawl. Or does a wager only run one way when it's a rel in the water? Done, Howard laughed. Gladly. Witness, said Brannock low to the floor. It's a yard bet now. You don't get to unsay a yard bet. Hatch sealed with a sound like a coin into a slot. The seat's warmed, she said on the loop, only for him. Rel, this seat is never warm. He hadn't touched it. I'm frightened, right now, strapped to 500 tons of maybe, and I'm still here because you stayed under this machine all night for a girl whose name the state won't print. So it had better hold. I've just decided I'd like to grow old, and that's your fault. 500 tons comes on so slowly you can't see it arrive. The deck let out one long note. The standing water jumped once and went flat. Load, the dialman called. 500. On, the knee took it. The scribe arm came off 0 and walked out 1 millimeter and stopped, straight as a shelf. That's a 1. On 7. 19 years back this tank threw a 9. Steel doesn't get younger. Steel doesn't do that.
Go to the ceiling. 700 tons. In grade 2 may call the ceiling on a machine bound for the cut order to confirm a fault before scrap. The standard allows it, he said. I am conferring the fault. Load the plates. At the rope they read faster than he had, that is not conferring a fault, that is a hanging. He's burying the tank. Brannock took the pipe from his teeth and looked a long moment at the straight line on the drum. You heard the grade. Load to ceiling.
Load 600. On, the note was lower this time. The scribe arm walked out 2 millimeters, 2.5 slowed. 600 deflection 2.6 holds good. That's not a scrap tank, a man at the rope said, not laughing now. That's the best knee on the floor. Get her out enough, it's proved. Don't put 7 on her with the girl in the chest. 7, Howland said. Load 700. On, and frame 7 began to lean. Ozen felt it before the scribe arm found it, and his eyes went up the machine, not the knee. The knee was true. It was the hip, the old one nobody had ever touched, that had ground 31 names off its shoulder. She's leaning, the dial man's com broke clean in half, the hips letting go, get the load off her. You can't shed 700 tons in 2 seconds. Then she's dead. Frame 7 took its own weight off the hip. The whole floor saw it, a 30-year tank with 700 tons on its shoulder, and no hand on its stick rolled its mass 11 degrees off the failing joint, and set itself down onto the new knee, slow and enormous and deliberate, the way a hurt man leans onto his good side without being told to. It moved. No hand on the stick, and it moved. Off the bad leg. It stepped off its own bed leg. Along it seems, from the load shoulder to the knee he had built in the dark, frame 7 lit. Amber 1 clean pulsed the whole length of the machine, like a breath drawn and let go, the color of the number only one man could see, out in the rain now where anyone could. 700 tons, the dial man whispered, then gave it to the floor. Deflection 3.4. Hold is good. The clerk struck the standing line and wrote a new one. Performance index 142. Seeds class explained.
7 put its hand on its own knee and rose under its own power. The crowd made a sound I had never heard once in this gray world. A ragged, rising roar, 2 shifts who came to watch coffin and stayed to watch a resurrection. They never made that sound for you, I thought, up through the rain to a man 19 years in the ground. They watched you hang and the whole floor stood silent. So this roar is yours, every raw second of it. I only had the luck to be standing in the sound.
2, they hauled up 700 tons. The tank held, you staked your knees. Alan tried to welch. The rain is coming hard. Nobody really wants this. You can welch a yard bet in front of 2 shifts, said Brannock, and it cut through the rain anyway. You will be that man every shift for the rest of your life, and there is no south gate for that one. So he got down. It was flat in the flood. He crawled between the boots of the grade 4 he had sworn to have off the floor by Monday, while the whole yard counted down.
Came without hurrying. Under a black umbrella the rain would not touch. State Engineer Ilfsarn. I will have the servo tape off that machine, uncopied. The machine does not improve 11% overnight. Steel has 1 verb, and the verb is grade. Yours ran the wrong way. So either you falsified a state instrument, or you are the most interesting thing in this war. I do hope it is the second. 6 days he spent making the yard look at it, and it just catastrophically succeeded.